Welcome back to Blue Otter Gaming. We are going to continue with going into the North Woods, where we're going to establish our name by refurbishing an old aquarium. Welcome to North Woods. You've been tasked with refurbishing this old aquarium. It already has several tanks, some decorations, and even a couple surviving fish. The aquariums have a heavy source of ecology points already, but that only unlocks new animals. To unlock other things, we need science points. So science points are used to unlock new pieces of equipment, tanks, and facilities for your guests. Both types of points are crucial to running a successful aquarium. Make sure you have an adequate supply of both. So we're going to go through. I really don't like the layout of this aquarium. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things. We're going to move some stuff around, and we're going to make a better aquarium. So I'm going to keep these because I don't really have the ability to replace them. I also don't have the ability to replace tanks just yet because I don't have... if I go here, I only have a couple of terrariums and a small podium tank, but that's not going to do for the fish that I have available. So we're going to move a couple of these over here. We're going to move this over here. And we're going to move these around just a bit, and then we're going to delete everything we don't want, just so that way I can go through and I can clean up. And I will rebuy, I'll redo walls. I can always buy more food, feeders. Do think I'm going to keep those two just for convenience. Alright, so with that, we're going to, that's got everything moved. We're going to move this over here into the corner. We are going to come over here because I do want some royal grandmas. I've gone through this a little bit, so I'm a little familiar with it. We're going to do, that's 4, we're going to do 5. So that will max out that, but they do need a little bit more. So we're going to add some rubble, and that will help bring the filtration up to snuff that we need there. Second, we're going to then do the half and half. We're going to actually put them about here. And then we'll add there we are, to about right. We're going to add it back one. We'll eventually go through, we'll add some doors and some walls. This one is a wall tank, and we're going to make it we're going to make it right there with it. We're going to bring this around to here. And then this tank we're going to rotate around, and here we're going to actually move this over one more. Move that over against the wall. Alright, now where do I want my doors to be? I want to have a door here, here, one here, and here. So then we'll have wall, 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 wall. Oh, and then one more wall. Because guests don't like to see things that they shouldn't be seen anyway because they're behind there. So what I'm going to do is, because the only one that's eating the green is back here, we're going to actually move it so that it is right there. So it's nice and convenient for them to feed the yellow tanks. We are going to move this over to here, just to kind of give as much clear runway as we can to move. Once we get larger filters, we'll move those in as well. This we're going to move right here, because that will be where those will be located. And then we have 40 even. So I've got one tank that I can still move with, but we're going to get a tool station. That's what the last. And then just because we have so many, let's add a second tool station here. Hire at least one staff. I think we're going to hire, so we have Claire that's got 2 and 2. Romeo has 2 fixing, 1 cleaning. I'd get us some nice fixing and eventually some cleaning once we have access to cleaning supplies. Here's 2 with feeding and cleaning, and with 2 fixing. So I'm thinking we're going to start with Claire, and we're going to get Romeo just because that will give us 2 that will be able to get 3 different tasks with focusing on things. So if I go over here and manage, so Claire has she's going to be emphasis on feeding. That's her primary task, and Romeo's main task is fixing, and his secondary task is cleaning. If she needs to fix, she can also fix, but her first primary task is to feed. And with that, we are going to open our aquarium. So my plan is eventually we're going to wrap around and we are going to be building stuff in here. But before we do that, let's go ahead and start with one last creature that I would like to, one last animal that I would like to add is the eel. So you just place your first zebra moray eel. Zebra moray start small but will grow larger over time. Grown-up animals are worth more points, but they will only grow if you fulfill all of their core requirements and make sure there's enough space in the tank for them to grow. Hover over the growth icon to find out how many days it takes to grow up and what size it will be when it does. So it will be 4 days. So if we look at this, we're going to, over here, we've got 4 days, cannot grow until the requirements are, will grow to 9 after 4 days, decrease by 1 day, by 1 each day that the requirements are met. So one of the things, again, we need to make sure that we've got some cave requirements. Driftwood cave is really good for small caves. I usually, there's another one that I like better, but this is what I have access to right now. And then they also require mussels. So we're going to come over here and we're going to give them some mussels. And with that, we have all of their care requirements met. The tank and this, we have, will eat or damage arthropods when fully grown, 1 to 3. That's okay because our zebra eel is going to be a one-time creature. All right, with that, we are going to open our aquarium. Wall tanks. Good work. The aquarium is restocked and it's open to the public once more. You may have noticed that all of the tanks at Northwoods are embedded into the walls. They're called, unimaginatively, wall tanks. Wall tanks are viewed by guests from one side and accessed by staff via the other. This allows you to keep your equipment behind closed doors. Speaking of doors, the staff door allows your staff through while blocking guests. Handy. All of this is useful because from rank 3, guests expect your equipment to be hidden away and they will all complain otherwise. Well, if you're going to be complaining because you're behind the wall, then you shouldn't be behind the wall. Your next objective is to build your own wall tank matching the specification in your objectives. So my objectives, I need to build a wall tank size 3 by 3, any animal, sufficient water quality, sufficient heating, and the guests can't access the back. So what we're going to do is we are going to we're going to start with what fish do we want to add. So there are several different ways that we can go about. There are groupers, there's angelfish, there's a firefish, Hawaiian Dasculus. Again, I will probably butcher a lot of these names. These require some orange, which I think I have orange on this side. I have green over here, so I could do a green, and I would not need to go get a new one. I could also, I believe, there are some moray eels, and I think I might want to, eat sand eel and crab. So these eat different things. So what I might try to do is I'm going to hold off, I think, on getting those. But my first animal I think I'm going to get is the flame angelfish. Since it eats green, cannot be housed with flame angelfish. May eat or damage other animals that I don't have right now. And 3. So we're going to do that. And it's going to go into a little bit bigger of a tank. These are really cool. I think this might be a mod. And it would be a terrarium. I don't know why it's placed in with items though. These are the 2 big ones that I am really interested in. We have the power combo, which I definitely want because I'd be able to replace, especially with some of the larger ones. I wouldn't have to go through and do multiple machines. I could just have one machine. Basic pump allows me to have the machines up to 7 spaces away, which is fantastic because then I can have like open equipment that's out in the center of a room without having a pump attached. And then this is definitely a mod. This is a mod that allows me to raise a little bit of extra money by the people. So that's kind of a cool thing. But we're going to start with this power combination because that's probably the most frequent one that I will actually use. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things. First off, I'm going to do that where I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to seal this off so that I can actually work over here without having to worry about pesky work visitors trying to get in my space, which can be rather annoying. So we're going to add a wall tank, and it needs to be 3 by 3, and we're going to add a door. And then we are going to move this here, move this here. We're going to add a door, working very fast. And then another wall. So I've actually got a couple things. And then we're going to move that over there. Move that right there. So that's against the wall. So I like to have things as clean and tidy as possible. So I've got some different animals that we can have. We have 3 by 3. So these would actually be pretty cool to have. I've got some basically, but we're going to try to do some we're going to do something in this larger tank. What I'd kind of like to be able to do is, and I don't think I have the, I don't have the, I think we're going to make this just a group tank. So we're going to have, we'll add a couple of these. We're going to pause the game so I don't kill my fish. Couple of these, and a couple of these, And I believe that is all the space that I'm gonna have room for, because I don't have... How much more space do I have? I don't think I have more. I don't think I have enough space to add one of these. Let me see, because I've got 1, 2... Oh, no, I got... So I added 3 of those, so we're gonna take that back. Let's go back, because I can do 1. I can't quite do but I can get another one of these. So this one will probably have a little bit of room. So what we're going to do is now we are going to build... You probably hear my dog playing in the background. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to add a power combo there. And then a basic heater, because I still need just a little bit more heat. We are going to actually add a little bit more space. We're going to do a staff door here, just because I like them to always be able to access it. And we'll have a hallway go down here with, we'll eventually have all of the eels. So with that, we're going to add some rubble. I'm not sure that will take it all, so we're going to add another filter. Nicely done. The next stage of aquarium expansion is down to you. You'll need funds. You'll need to fund the expansion using ticket sales to keep an eye on your cash flow, accessible by clicking on your current funds. It'll be a tough once. I'll be in touch once again once you grown to a moderate size. Good luck. All right, so I need to get the live shrimp, but to do that I also need the zooplankton dispenser, and then we're going to, because we've got several of them over there, we're just going to add a orange over here. And then once I get the angelfish, I will put the angelfish in with the tang. I have met all my requirements, but we're going to add some greenery with that, and that should be good. So we've so everything looks good. All right, so we just need to earn 160 prestige, and we are ready to go. So we're going to continue as we move on.